Rush Limbaugh's wit and wisdom has blessed the lives of many Americans. You can hear some of that wit and wisdom on the James Hendricks Show. Happy Tuesday to everybody at the Hendricks Center for Advanced Conservative Federalist Studies. Today we're going to be talking about biblical federalism. Okay, and there's two news stories we're going to cover. First one this is from CBN News. The Church of England can't seem to pin down a definition of woman. Give me a second, and I'm going to pull up a major church document of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I want you to hear what it has to say about gender. Okay, in the Family of Proclamation to the World of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, this was handed down in September of 1995 by who I call, the Wise 15, First Presidency and Quorum of the 12. And one of the things it says is gender is an essential part of people's premortal, mortal, and eternal plan. It's an essential part of Heavenly Father's plan. We were made male and female from birth. Okay? Now, I'm just going to be honest with you. I hear that there's a school district in Oregon. I heard this back, I didn't know it was going on now, but it's been kind of circulating for a while. There's a school district in Oregon, if not throughout the state of Oregon, that wants to put tampons in the boys' room. Gee, tampons in the boys' room. What are you going to use it for? Fix an oil leak in your truck or something? Craziness. And this isn't necessarily in high school. Elementary school. I mean, come on. Good grief. You're assigned a gender at birth. You stay that way at birth. In my flagship podcast, Empower Your Pattern, and I realize it's been a while since I mentioned him. We're going to go ahead and mention it. It was a past friend of mine, God rest his soul, Brad. Now, Brad had a brother at birth, and we're going to go ahead and call him Steve. Okay? Now, around 2000, 2001, Steve got the bright idea of growing his hair and giving himself the name of Laney. Okay? And this was hard for me and Brad and Julie and most of my friends to swallow. Still hard for me to swallow to this day. Now, we saw the pictures of quote-unquote Laney on the internet. And by mid-2002, he was taking, by spring of 2002, he was taking female hormones and getting ready for that transgender surgery. I will not disclose where it was. Even though there was some debate between me and Jim Bob as to where it would be, of course, we were both wrong. And so, sadly, Steve, who is still Steve, became Laney. And the divide between Brad and quote-unquote Laney was unbelievable. I mean, this is like a case of the old farts, I'm afraid. Classic case of the old farts, Now, I remember I ran across Steve. Steve is his real name. I ran across Steve between 1992 and 1997, and you couldn't imagine him becoming transgender and a female. I mean, come on. I'm going to try hard not to make this blunt, but it's a problem. Now, here's another article from the Federalist. Give me a moment to look up who wrote this piece. Christopher Bedford. He said this. He said, the media that turned on Biden never forget that they are the ones that empowered him. I want you to think about this, and I know some people are going to disagree about me till the cows come home, but this ain't something to fart around about, okay? Listen to me. December, January of 2019, the news waves hit. COVID. Now, I'm glad it settled down. Sadly enough, it's continued with Jan 6. And I'm not gonna go through this crap, you know. Anyway, eventually January, February, you know, especially January and February, because I couldn't make too big of a case of COVID. It became, you know, hate Trump, impeach Trump. And the media's message, Trump is bad for women. Okay, I heard some portions of that sex tape that was released to the media in October 2016, and Trump likened it to a locker room joke. Let me tell you something, boys and girls. I grew up in a rough and tumble town called Odessa, Texas. And these mamby-pambies that come like, oh, he said something hateful, I'm offended. You know, locker room talk. Guys, no offense. As a guy who was part of an athletics team in high school, I heard worse than that. But all of a sudden, it's like February. Hate Trump, impeach Trump. And then, all of a sudden, COVID. The lockdowns and all that stuff. You can't tell me that in some ways that wasn't orchestrated to put the Democrats back fully in power. Now, people are going to be mad at me, and I understand that. They empowered Biden. Oh, look what a disaster under Trump. And now, you have it even worse under Biden, okay? Trump was one of the better presidents that we had, okay? In the past century or so. The others I like him, okay, Theodore Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, and Ronald Reagan. Okay? That just tells you something. And George W. Bush, I admire George W. Bush. I think he did well during his first term, with maybe some rare exceptions. But his second term is when I feel in some ways, because of the Iraq War and some social issues, he betrayed the conservative Federalist cause. But I will not call him Republican in name only because, well, frankly, I'm not a partisan hat. But you see where I'm getting at. Where I'm getting at is this reactive culture wants to blame conservative. Oh, look what they did. They offended. They did this. You know, witch hunt crap. You don't have to put up with that. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to the James Hendricks Show. If you like what you hear, please subscribe. Become a part of receiving most daily updates. This is Jimi Hendrix saying until next time, take care. Be proactively informed. God bless you.